And it is Battle Royal time here at the Ogden Legion in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. And not just any Battle Royal. This Battle Royal is for the North American Heavyweight Championship, perhaps one of the most prestigious championships in Canadian wrestling history. And all these men in this Battle Royal, in this match, have qualified earlier this evening for their inclusion by winning their preliminary bouts. You see the Karachi Vice of Gama Singh Jr. and Tiger Raj Singh. There you see the Stampede Kid TJ Wilson, the big man Apaocalypse, El Blanco Negro Dragon, Dirty Duke Durrango, Hannibal, Pistol Pete Wilson. They're all in this match, and you see the teamwork of the Karachi Vice in play as they pound away on TJ Wilson in a Battle Royal. You don't want to find yourself on the mat. That's one of the most dangerous places you can find yourself. And both TJ Wilson and Pistol Pete Wilson, brothers in fact, have found themselves in that situation. I mean, with so much beef in the ring, you don't know when someone's going to fall on you, someone's going to step backwards and step on your head maybe. It's very dangerous. The Battle Royal in general, perhaps the most dangerous match in professional wrestling. I mean, we've seen a lot of wild types of matches in this great industry, but the Battle Royal, you can't keep an eye on every single one of your opponents. Not unless you got 10 or 12 eyes, that is. You can't have eyes in the back of your head, and you never know when you're going to get hit from the blind side. It's just so dangerous, so unpredictable, and that's not even taking into consideration the fact that elimination can only take place by being thrown over the top rope and hitting the concrete floor. Of course, all sorts of injury can take place from that scenario in that situation. But right now, as Pistol Pete Wilson very close to elimination himself, looks like Gama Jr.'s got him in his clutches over the top rope, and Pistol Pete saving himself. Dirty Duke going to town on El Blanco. Now look at that, a baseball side drop kick by Gama Jr. He really has been going to town on Pistol Pete, and El Blanco Negro Dragon close to elimination himself at the hands of Dirty Duke Durrango. And there he goes. I said he was close to elimination, and in fact he was eliminated by Dirty Duke, a former North American champion in his own right. He would like so much to repeat that accolade. Now saving his partner Apaocalypse. And Tiger Raj, one of the bigger men in the ring, and there's Hannibal, Devin Nicholson. Another big man in the ring. You got a lot of beef in there between Tiger Raj, Apaocalypse, and Hannibal. Three very big wrestlers, very powerful men. And when it comes to lifting guys up and throwing them out of the ring, of course the advantage would have to go to those three men. The speed and quickness of Pistol Pete has not come into play. You see him being sort of manhandled by Apaocalypse, and there goes Hannibal. He's been eliminated. I didn't quite see how it occurred, but there goes a major force in this match. A lot of people would have chosen him as, look at this little tilt-a-whirl into the backbreaker by Dirty Duke on the Stampede Kid. Pinfalls do not count in this matchup. So he picks him up, and he's going to try and throw him right over the top rope, and indeed he does. But look, TJ holds on and is fighting. Meanwhile, the Karachi Vice once again using their teamwork on Apaocalypse. They threw him out of the ring. However, he went through the middle. The ring announcer just announced his elimination. Apaocalypse trying to ever so... well, he called him a moron, folks.
Apaocalypse did not go over the top rope. He has not been eliminated through the second rope.
And we have the correction. Apaocalypse back in the ring now, and right back on the Karachi Vice. And Pistol Pete once again being strangled in those ropes by the big man Tiger Raj. And perhaps over the top, no. Pistol Pete holds on. You know, nobody knows how to use those ropes better than Pistol Pete Wilson. The type of offense that he can launch from those ropes, whether it be like a spring... Wait a minute, talking about springboards over the top! with the Pescado on Ravenous Randy. These two men met each other earlier this evening. No love lost, and Pistol Pete decided that he had had enough of the outside interference of Ravenous Randy, and he was going to eliminate himself, remove himself from this match, because he wanted to get a piece of the Ravenous one that badly. Both fighting still on the floor. His brother, TJ Wilson, now up for elimination. It's a 3-on-1 situation. Meanwhile, look at this. Ravenous Randy and Pistol Pete still going at it on the floor. And TJ firing back on Tiger Raj, on Apaocalypse, on Dirty Duke. He is not having a good time in the ring. The numbers game is stacked against TJ Wilson. 4-on-1. And I think you'd be hard-pressed to be able to find anyone that can overcome those type of odds. Look at that. Dirty Duke and Apaocalypse going to work on TJ. We've had a momentary alliance between Durrango, Apaocalypse, and the Vice, but look at that. That alliance is over as the Karachi Vice eliminates Dirty Duke Durrango from the match, throwing him backwards over the top rope. And now it looks like they're focusing their attention, at least Tiger Raj's, to Apaocalypse. Gama taking control of TJ Wilson. Tiger Raj on Apaocalypse. Irish whip. Both men come together. And when you run into a man like Apaocalypse, that's like running into a brick wall. And now just slugging away is Gama Jr., perhaps one of the more improved wrestlers in Canada in the last 12 months. Big scoop of the slam on TJ Wilson. You see the pain etched on his face. He's taken such a tremendous beating over the course of this battle royal. And he's had the odds against him from the get-go. I mean, he is the reigning North American heavyweight champion. I'm sure he's not happy about having to defend his title in a battle royal. Look at that. A reversal, and the Karachi Vice come together this time. Big boot by TJ Wilson. A big boot by Apaocalypse. And a rake of the eyes slows down TJ Wilson's momentum once again. Here comes Apaocalypse, and there's a backdrop on Gama Jr., who takes out the front row. And a clothesline over the top. Yes, goes Tiger Raj Singh, and we are down to two men. And two men that have no love for one another, that being Apaocalypse and TJ Wilson. And here we go, both men with that international wrestling experience from Europe, from Japan. Apaocalypse, at one time known as the Canadian Shadow, and right now he's known as the man that may have a couple cracked ribs as a result of that boot to the midsection by TJ Wilson. TJ Wilson, of course, one half of the Stampede Bulldogs. Look at that back kick by TJ. Here he comes. Basement drop kick. And that sent Apaocalypse flying through the air. The impact solidly to the side of the face of Apaocalypse. And now the numbers game. No longer a factor. It's 1-on-1. The North American Heavyweight Championship hanging in the balance. And it looks like TJ Wilson in control, in command of things. Apaocalypse has found himself in a position he doesn't normally find himself in, and that is fighting for control. Snapmare into a neck breaker. Nicely done. TJ Wilson, one of the most innovative wrestlers in Canada when it comes to offense. He proves that accolade right there. Picking the big man off the mat, pounding away, got him tied in the ropes. He's going to get a hold of those long legs and try and force him backwards over the top rope. And the strength of Apaocalypse proving too much, and a boot right to the face, and again by Apaocalypse. Whips TJ Wilson into the far corner, and he comes corner clothesline. TJ goes down. And that may be a move that you see often in the world of professional wrestling, but it is dangerous. It is effective. You only have to think of Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff, who took a similar move at the hands of Hulk Hogan and suffered permanent nerve damage. Look at that. Billy Robinson-style backbreaker by Apaocalypse. And when he lifts you up to that shoulder height, that's a long way down. And gravity, force, velocity, you name it, coming into play as he drops T.J. Wilson across his knee, back first, spine first. And now hoping that the move softened up T.J. Wilson enough that elimination is imminent. T.J. tied up in that corner, precarious spot to be in. And look at the cheerleaders on the outside. Ravenous Randy, Dirty Duke, powering out with a series of elbows. But look at this, I mentioned the guys on the outside. Ravenous Randy now choking away on T.J. Wilson. And now Dirty Duke Durrango doing much of the same. Dirty Duke was eliminated. He was supposed to go back to the dressing room. Ravenous Randy on the other. Wait a minute, here comes Harry Smith. Harry Smith coming in to even up the sides here, actually getting in the ring to help his partner TJ. Big super kick, no! Well, to say that one backfired is the understatement of the century. It looks like Harry Smith eliminated his own partner, T.J. Wilson, not even able to let it sink in. This one is turning into a Donnybrook. Apaocalypse, it would appear, has won the North American Heavyweight Championship, but it's 3-on-2. Look at this, lifts him up. Michinoku driver by Apaocalypse on Harry Smith. Double headbutt takes T.J. Wilson down to the mat. It was actually Apaocalypse that cost Harry Smith his inclusion in this battle royal earlier on tonight by interfering in his match, making it look like he was actually interfering on his behalf, thereby the referee disqualifying Harry Smith. And things are not looking good for the Wait a minute. It wasn't looking good for the Stampede Bulldogs, but it may get worse or it may get better. We don't know. The big man from the Canadian Rocky Mountains, Juggernaut, on his way to the ring. We haven't seen him in some time. We don't even know whose side he's on. And the melee in the ring. Continuing, Apaocalypse with North American Championship in hand, showing it to Juggernaut. Ravenous Randy, you see him choking away on Harry Smith. There's a nice face only a mother could love. And Juggernaut with a big chop on Duke Durrango. And a clothesline. A boot to the midsection of Apaocalypse. And a kick right to the chest. Nicely done. And that leaves just Ravenous Randy in the ring. A punch to the face. Picks him up. And it could be the K-Drill by Juggernaut. Juggernaut, at one time aligned with Duke Durrango, aligned with Apaocalypse. And apparently that alliance is now ancient history. In fact, Juggernaut's first ever appearance here was attacking T.J. Wilson. But he has come to the ring to right this terrible wrong, to even the sides, to even the odds. Juggernaut is back. And speaking of back, here come the Karachi Vice. Along with Hollywood Dusty Adonis, they're back. One can only imagine what they want. We do have a new North American Heavyweight Champion in Apaocalypse. And we have a new arrival, or a return, if you would, in Juggernaut, who appears to have aligned himself with T.J. Wilson and Harry Smith.
And has decided to move the hell out of everybody else and join forces with us.
Well, Gama Jr. stating that Juggernaut has joined the Karachi Vice. Oh my goodness! A big kick right to the head of Dusty Adonis. Look at this. STO takes down Tiger Raj. Swinging side slam on Gama Jr. And I think it's safe to say that Juggernaut wants nothing to do with the Karachi Vice. And it may be cliche, but it's safe to say that this situation is far from over. A new alliance formed, and a new rivalry formed as well. And look, perhaps a little dissension in the ranks between Harry Smith and TJ Wilson. Things getting very interesting here as a result of this big North American Heavyweight Championship Battle Royal. We do have a new champion in Apaocalypse. Who will be the first challenger?